people are like so weirded out about like seeing my dick. You also see my butthole if you look closely.
You loop him in with Joaquin Phoenix and go, "Hey guys, it's Adam. Real curious, did we run a train on someone last night?"
Did they not do that shit on purpose? Did this bitch not do that on purpose? And you're like, this is politics. I'm Bert Kreischer and I understand politics.
He's sitting with a bunch of indigenous people. I was like, it must be political. 100%. Cheers. This episode of Two Bears, One Cave is brought to you by NASCAR. Tune into the NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday, March 26th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Hey guys, brand new episode of Two Bears, One Cave, and Tom Segura is back in the clinic. He's getting his levels tested. He tested positive for steroids, and
is that his issue right now?
Because he's on steroids.
Yeah. You showed me that pic. I was like, that doesn't look like steroids.
He does not look good. He does not look healthy.
That's what I thought.
What are you doing? Luckily, I have Adam Devine, the fucking legend, showing me his mix.
This is I call this the go-go. And this is a little pick-me-up. You got to cut the sugar-free Red Bull. You know, it's too much. I'm getting older, and I feel
Fuck
like.
Off.
Well, you're ancient. I'm getting older. You're legit old. Look at all that gray in your beard,
dude. It wasn't always gray, and now when I look pictures of me without a gray beard, it looks like I dyed it.
Yeah,
because it just all showed up right here. Wait, I do this with Diet Coke sometimes.
The Diet Coke is too much for you.
It
is perfect. It is perfect. This is what I did. I was just telling you this, but I was the king of Mardi Gras, of Bacchus. You know how Mardi Gras works? Have you ever done it?
Pretend I don't.
Okay. So they do these, they have like crews, and every crew throws a big parade, and Bacchus is one of the very biggest ones. And so I was like the king. I had a full-on crown and gown and the whole thing, and like other kings were there, like I broke down with Anthony Mackie, and then it was just a sea of people.
Anthony Mackie, the guy from the guy that plays the
Marvel,
Hawk, the Hawk guy.
Yeah, he's hot.
No, Hawk. He's like the Hawk.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
he's in Marvel.
He's hot.
He's
hot.
I have the best. Remind me to tell you my great Anthony Mackie joke I told, but keep going.
Okay,
keep going.
And essentially, if you want to do it, I bet we can make that happen. Yeah, because now I'm on like the dais that gets to help serious? People. Yeah.
Wait, who else is on this dais? Did you get hooked?
It's like every
did Danny McBride do it?
No, Danny never did it. No, John Goodman put in a word for me because he's super plugged in.
Goodman.
Yeah.
I mean, think of how crazy your list of celebrity friends is.
It's weird. It's weird that I could call these people.
Yeah.
Now, whether John will answer, that's debatable, but he'll throw my name in the hat for this thing.
So wait, when did you show up? When did you show up down in New Orleans? And did you drink on the flight down?
Drank on the flight down.
Did you go private with your dad?
Didn't go private. Well, they were in Missouri. They live in the Lake of the Ozarks.
Okay.
So they met us there. But
you bring your wife?
We brought the wife, like 10 friends. There was like 25 of us. We were like a motley crew.
Holy shit.
And yeah, we went Thursday, and then it was just like to the moon. I feel like I can barely open my eyes. They're like swollen shut.
No,
from all that.
I wonder because like when I did my movie The Machine coming out in movie theaters Memorial Day weekend, when I did my movie The Machine, I woke up every morning and I could visibly see bags under my eyes every fucking morning.
You do the pooches?
And I did the under eye things.
Yeah,
I do those. I put caffeine serum on first, and then the pouch, and then they go away.
I didn't know the caffeine serum trick.
They got caffeine.
Serums.
And so, but I go, you look still so fucking perfectly young. But do you ever see like when you get ready to go to set and you've stayed out? Do you ever look at yourself and go, oh, I look like shit?
Dude, like every photo from me from the Mardi Gras weekend, I'm like, I went to a children's hospital, which I do.
Because you were the children's hospital kid.
I was a children's hospital kid, and so like we went there and like I was like kissing babies and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I look like a hot piece of garbage. I'm just like, oh, I'm vomiting in a bag.
It's gotta be cool. It's got to be cool for those kids to see you, and then you to share your story. Go, oh, I was hit by a cement truck.
Yeah, and then it's a lot of me going, so what happened to you? Oh, you bitch! You were hit by hit by a regular car?
I was hit by a fucking cement
I was hit by
truck.
A cement truck, pussy.
Dude, I still can't break dance.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was nuts. It really was.
So what was the, like, did you have that moment that, like, it's like a celebrity moment you see where people are, you're standing on the balcony and then Aaron Rodgers is on the balcony across the street and you're like, throw a football.
Yeah, it was like a lot of, dude. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this because they, you know, I'm supposed to be like the good king, but it's Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
But like, I toasted the king and then gave a speech. Don't really remember giving that speech that well. Like they were like, and when you met the mayor last night and you gave that nice toast, I was like, was it nice?
I met the mayor.
Was it a nice toast?
Is he a Democrat or Republican?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Was it a good toast?
These vaccines have caused far too many deaths. Lamar Hamlin.
Pfizer, boo.
Pfizer. I support men making choices over women's bodies for them.
It all came out.
Oh,
yeah.
how much fucking
all
fun.
my deep-seated hatred oozed out. No, it was a blast though, man. And then the absolute perfect band played for me, which was we rolled into the convention center and there's 10,000 people waiting. And then we roll in and I'm throwing beads out.
Oh, that's right, because the convention center is where it all starts.
That's where it all ends.
But no, but don't you get on? Do you get on the float at the convention center?
We get on
or you
at like Tipitina's. We get on the float right there, and then it starts and it weasels its way through the city, and then it goes to the convention center, and that's where like all the people that like basically paid for the floats. So there's like 10,000 people there.
A lot of big money, a lot of movie investors in there.
Oh yeah,
a lot of guys who could invest in a fucking movie.
Yeah, and then
like
after
Workaholics, like the Workaholics movie.
Huh?
We're talking about that, Paramount. You guys really screwed the fucking pooch on that.
You want to make your king happy? But dude, I'm all fucked up. My fingers are all cut from like throwing beads.
Oh, yeah.
And then my voice is like half cocked right now. And
so what was the regimen of drinking? Were you day drinking, early morning drinking?
Dude, there was I wish I went in with a more solid of a plan, because it was just like, I drink coffee and caffeine all day long. Like I'm a real addict to the shit.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, I love caffeine. And
that's so interesting. I have to play with it. If I drink too much, I start getting shaky.
Oh, I can ride it all. I can like drink a Red Bull and go to bed.
Are you the kind of person that can have a cappuccino at the end of dinner?
Absolutely.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. If I have a cappuccino at the end of dinner, I'm like, okay.
So I didn't have even one cup of coffee because I just started with a glass of vodka.
Oh my God.
So
this sounds like summer camp to me.
It was fun, dude. Yeah,
like
I thought of you. I was because I was like the next day, or like literally that was Sunday night. And then we came home I got home at midnight last night. So I was thinking like, I got to do the podcast with Bert. Oh. And I was like, Bert would love it.
I'll pour you a cocktail right now just to right the boat. You know, that's how it works.
Steer the ship.
Did you ever think this was going to happen to you?
I mean, yeah.
That's why I moved out here.
Yeah. It was like the whole point of me moving across the country to be here. Dude, I did. Like, people ask me that. It's like, I mean, didn't you? Like,
no, I never thought. I knew that I'd be a comedian. But the business was different when I started. I knew I'd be a comedian, and I knew I'd live in New York, and I knew I'd do stand-up.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how you'd make money at it. I wasn't sure about that. And and then when I got my first deal, I definitely thought, I don't know, like you remember seeing the first girl with tits and being like, I'd love to play with those. But then you didn't that summer, and then you're like, I guess I'll never get a shot at
Or
tits.
the next summer.
Next summer.
Or like 12 summers in a row.
And then finally when you do get tits, you're like, I guess this was going to happen.
It was worth it. Yeah, it was worth the wait. Yeah, no, I remember like the first time I had sex, and then like my girlfriend, we had sex again like the next night. And I'm like, so you're going to allow this to happen all the time now? Now that the seal has been broken, it can happen all the time? When that was a big moment in my life.
I remember hearing about people having sex.
Why are you whispering, dude?
Because it's a spiritual moment. Ninth grade.
Oh, yeah.
There was like one couple, and they were having sex. I'm not going to say their names. I bet I can say them and no one would know.
I say it and bleep. Ooh.
Yeah, and they would like go to the golf course.
This is a gay couple in ninth grade?
No. We were very.
You guys are super progressive down in Tampa.
My friend group was very progressive, and then we would fuck Ryan in the ass on the over the benches.
Yeah, at baseball practice.
Yeah, baseball practice. No, I didn't know. I don't think I still have a. I don't think I have a gay couple friend.
You got to get. You should get one. Just to have it in your bag? Yeah.
Oh, I have a gay couple friend.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Definitely have a fucking. Well, you know, I sometimes I always go to the negative on me. Like I always go to the negative first. I never want to be the guy that goes like, oh, I'm really super super good. You know, like I always go bad for me.
Oh, sure.
And then work my way out of the bad. No, they would have sex on the golf course, and I remember I was dating a girl named Allison, and she did not want to have sex, and you had to respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
you have to legally.
Kind of how that fucking works
for sure.
I'm always blown away by the guys that don't.
Yeah. Hey, they might be going to jail. Yeah.
And so I didn't. And I was like, can you imagine having sex? I didn't have sex again. I didn't have sex like until 2 years after that. And then when I had it, I only had it twice, and I fucked up both of them so bad that I was like, I don't know if I want to have sex with anyone. I don't think I'm good at it. I used to get depressed. Yeah. If a girl like prom and stuff when everyone would get a hotel room and everyone would sleep in the same bed, I would get depressed sleeping next to a girl. Isn't that crazy?
Why?
I don't know. It just depressed me.
Oh, because you're like...
I just was like, I don't know.
What am I doing here?
Yeah, like I
don't deserve this.
No, and then I go, I don't love her. She doesn't love me. This isn't what it's supposed to be.
And that's why you're a good guy, Bert. You know?
No. That's definitely not why.
I lost my virginity immediately following a Blink-182 concert when I was like 16 years old. And... to set the mood, we were back at like the hotel.
Yeah.
I played more Blink-182 and queued up the song, not realizing how like fucking stupid and ironic it would be. I played All the Small Things. I played All the Small Things when I'm losing my virginity for the first time, like first time like a girl's like really it felt my penis, and then so I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm humping, but I'm exactly, yeah. And you might have to pay for it now, but so we're having sex, and I realize that, and I go, more like all the medium-sized things, right? And she goes, what? I'm like, more like the medium-sized things, and she didn't get it, and then I was done. Oh, and I was
How long did you last your first time?
Didn't make it through the 1.5 minute long song. There was still a lot left there was like the whole second and third chorus.
You guys just laid there in bed listening to the rest of the
song. Good track. We just were at the concert.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. Do you still know that girl?
I do. I actually told that story. Do you remember when the goddamn Comedy Jam on Comedy Central? Yeah. So I told that story there and said her full name. Her full name. It just came out of me. Didn't even think. Yeah. Didn't even think.
Well, that's because stories are always better when their real names are attached.
Exactly.
And they always are.
Yes,
they always
because it makes it real. And
better.
She is now a vice principal of a school. And she's like, she calls me, and I haven't heard from her in years. So I'm like, hey, what's up? Good to hear from you. Not thinking. And then she was like, you asshole, what are you doing? Like these kids. And I'm like, okay, fair enough.
I got one better than that. I wrote a book. It's called Life of the Party. You can find it on Amazon, I think. And I used everyone's real names. Did not think at all. I mean, if you read this book with my Facebook open next to it, you can see what everyone looks like. I mean, it's just the dumbest fucking thing I ever did, and I didn't realize.
Did you lose friends from it?
I got a text. I got a direct message from a girl, and she said, "Hey, my son read your book. Oh, I heard I get a shout out." And I panicked because I go, my memories of her aren't like, they're,
yeah,
they're a little.
We called her Sloppy Lisa.
Something to that effect. And then I was like, haha, yeah, all in good fun. And she goes, are you fucking kidding me? You basically call me a whore. And I was like, but the best is I have a buddy, I won't say his name, but he's been in and out of rehab, like legit drug problems. Oh, no. His I don't know the right way to say that. This is going to come out wrong.
But his brother passes, and and we go down to be with his family, and my buddy's not doing well because he's been in and out of rehab, and his brother just passed, and he's not doing well. We can all tell. And we're with a bunch of our friends, and he's just like very casually like, "Oh, hey man, congrats on that book. I heard you wrote a book." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Does it do well?" And I said, "No, I got a fucking message from what's her name?" And he goes, "Yeah, what did she say?" I was like, "I don't know. I guess I called her a whore and she's upset." And he's like, "She was a whore." Like, what? And he goes, "Fuck her, dude. She's a whore." I was like, huh? The kind of honesty you get from a dude that's been in and out of drug rehab and just lost his brother. He's like, "Is that what she's worried about? Yeah. I'm burying my brother tomorrow? Yeah. I can't kick oxys?"
Yeah. Everyone knows my shit.
16 years old. I was 17 when I lost my virginity. What do you think the right age to lose your virginity is?
Probably, right around then.
Yeah.
17, 18.
Too early, and I have a friend who lost his at 9 in a gangbang.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's always crazy when you hear other people's stories about sexuality. Like it's like some people where based on where you grew up, it was younger. Like Leanne and all her fucking friends and family, they're all young.
Really?
Because they grew up in the sticks in Georgia. There was nothing to do but fuck, fat, and race.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had some friends that were like 14 and like. I remember they're like my good friends. Yeah. And so like we would all be hanging out and they would like have sex like in a corner of while we're all just like playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis. Because you were too young.
Yeah. Do you ever remember hearing stories of people going, "Yeah, me and my buddies used to jerk off together," and you're like, "Cool."
Okay.
I'm not sure I could have been friends with you guys.
Come on, Bert, you'll love it. The party crew.
Someone just told me a story about, do you ever remember you'd pull up a pillow and you and your friends would jerk off together? I think it was Mark Norman, or was it Sam Morril? Someone just told me that, and I was like, cool. Yeah. And by the way, both of them are getting this clip going, "I didn't fucking say that."
Yeah. That wasn't me.
Isn't it crazy how crazy?
That was Santino. I know it was.
We are supported by Ridge. Ridge is celebrating their 10-year anniversary with 10 years of great reviews and iconic wallets. Ridge is obsessed with making durable, space-saving gear you'll actually use. Stock up with a minimalist wallet, ring, or watch for a more organized day. It holds up to 12 cards plus room for cash. There's over 30 colors, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. Their wallets have over 50,000 five-star reviews. The durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. The Ridge team is so confident that you're going to like it that they'll let you test it for 99 days. Take it for a test drive, baby. 99 days? You can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it, but you will. And this is what I love also about it. It's made with the RFID blocking technology that protects you from digital pickpockets. I love my Ridge. Leanne got me a different wallet for my birthday, and it's big and bulky, and when I put it in my sweatshirt, it makes it look like I'm fat, and I'm not. Get the best offer with the link, ridge.com/bears right now, and you can save up to 40% off through March 24th. This episode of Two Bears, One Cave is brought to you by NASCAR. The 2023 NASCAR season is officially underway. This season is especially important because it's NASCAR's 75th anniversary. The Busch Light Clash and the Daytona 500 kicked off the season a few weeks ago, and it's been nothing but hard-nosed, intense racing since then. Up next, the drivers and teams are headed to Austin, Texas to compete at Circuit of the Americas. With 20 total turns throughout the road course, these drivers are going to need to stay locked in the entire time if they want a chance to take home the checkered flag. If you've never checked out NASCAR, take it from me, you should, but make sure to call up your friends, grab some beers, and tune into the NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday, March 26th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Are you the age group where you really do understand like sexual fluidity and like the spectrum of sexuality? Are you
kinda? I mean, sort of. Like I feel my wife is 8 years younger than me, so she understands it more than I do.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 39.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and she's 31.
I hate you so much.
And
you still look like you're fucking 25.
Boink. And so she gets it, yeah. And then I'm sort of like, I just always defer to her.
I try not to be an old man. Like I try not to go like, I don't get it. You know, because I don't feel that way. I've never felt that way my whole life. I've always felt like,
Yeah, me too.
But man, kids these days, I don't think they see sexuality at all the way we saw it as kids.
It's way different. Like I was watching that that Gen Z movie. I call it a Gen Z movie because I'm an old guy now. But Bodies, and they're all like 20 something years old.
Wait, hold on. I just saw the trailer for this on the plane last night.
Bodies.
Wait, hold on. Who's in it that I know?
It's Pete Davidson.
Oh yeah.
And it is a very cool movie.
I ran into Pete Sunday. I have to tell you, man. He was in the best. I was like, what is up with you? He was like,
he's glowing.
He was fucking glowing. And he was like in the best mood, so light. Like every other time I've saw him, I was always like, yo, what's up, bro? What's up?
Yeah.
You know, he was like bubbling. I don't know if it was NASCAR or what, but he was in the best mood I've ever seen. What's Bodies about?
So they're all like 20 something. They go to a hurricane party and then like people just start dying essentially. And it's crazy, but it opens up with like these two like probably 22-year-old girls or maybe younger just making out. And I was like, am I an old man? Like, because I'm like looking around the plane being like, are people watching me?
Oh yeah, they're making out on an airplane. You're watching it on an airplane.
On an airplane. And I'm like, this seems like a little too intense for an airplane movie. But it was a really cool movie. So check it out.
What is this? So they all start dying? Someone's murdering them?
Yeah, or so you think.
Oh, is it a good movie?
Yeah, you should watch it. It's cool. It's cool, but that was like the first time I've seen a movie where the whole cast is that age, and it felt like, oh, I'm not of that generation.
Yeah. Well, you're Pete's age, right?
No.
How old's Pete?
Pete is like 25 years old.
Are you serious?
He was super young.
I have no idea how old anyone is.
Yeah, I feel like
I have no idea. I think everyone's my age. Pete's 29.
Oh, he's 29.
I got to be honest with you, man. I was like, whatever you're doing, if it's yoga or meditating or if it's a fucking whatever the fuck he was doing, if he quit drinking, whatever the fuck he's doing, I wanted to do. He looked amazing, and he was
good for him.
Place.
He's a great guy. I had him on House Party season 1 when he was 19 before SNL.
The list of people you had on House Party. Someone else just said they did House Party that I was with, and they're like, oh yeah, I did House Party with Adam Devine, and I was like, who else was on that lineup?
Well, it was like it was Pete and Santino and Brent Morin and Eric Griffin and Sam Morril and everybody.
And you did it in Hawaii?
We did it first season in LA. It's like proof of concept sort of season. And then the whole plan was to take it everywhere. And then we did season 2 on Frenchman Street in New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah, which was just wild.
Wait, how many seasons did you do?
3. And then the third season we did it on the North Shore of Hawaii, which was super cool.
I saw that and I was like, you had Taylor Tomlinson on.
Yeah, and then Taylor. We had, it's a long list of people, but we had a ton of great comics and it was cool because
you had Leonard on.
Oh, I let Leonard Oots. Yeah, I love Leonard, dude. He's great. He's super funny.
Tone Bell. Jesus Christ, this is Nikki, Rick Glassman, Kurt Braunholer, Mateo Lane, Eric Griffin, Kristen Shaw. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Aparna is fucking funny as shit. Dude, Ian Carmel is funny as shit.
Yeah. What's cool is
Annie Letterman, I'd pass on. Brooks Wheelan, Brooks, Annie, the Lucas brothers, Esther, Byron.
Yeah.
God damn it. See, this is something where you see these, this is why you're where you are. I'm being dead serious. Only from my perspective of what I've seen, you see these things given to comics and they piss it away. They fill it up with their friends and they don't fucking put the funniest people on because they're threatened by being around funny people.
Oh, no.
And you put on that's a murderer's list of fucking talent.
Yeah. Well, I was like, for me, it's cool to then like years later be like run into all those people and see how great that they're doing. And obviously, like that's just a small part of their career, but it was pretty cool to see them at the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Like most of those people, it was their first time.
Most of them, it's their first time ever doing stand-up on television.
First time on TV, yeah. So it was cool. And then we had like a narrative thread that ran through the show, so they got to act too, so they got something for the reel, a little thing.
Was the last season when you were doing the thing with what's his name?
Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Yeah. So like I went to
such a great fucking
and I was shooting that movie on the North Shore, and then I was like, we should bring House Party here. But then I got greedy, and they were like, well, where would the Comedy Central execs were like, where would you want to do a season 4? And I'm like, Sydney? And they're like, you're canceled. No, you're not going to go to Sydney.
That movie, Mike and Dave Need Dates.
Wedding Dates, yep.
Wedding Dates, so fucking funny.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
I can't tell sometimes. I wonder if it's the thing that, because I know you, I know you, but I don't know you as well as I feel like I know you when I watch you on things.
Sure.
Like I feel like I remember watching that and going,
you're like
you end up going, oh, Adam. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's so him. Oh, yeah. And like, I don't know the other guy. What's the other guy's name?
Zac Efron.
He's fucking obviously great.
He's great.
He's great
Yeah,
in
yeah,
everything
yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
I love that dude. But man.
What's great is how handsome he is distracts people from how like good of an actor he is.
I even watched his Netflix series where it's like political or something.
Which one's that?
I don't know. It's like, he's like what's it called? He like does political or like, I don't know.
I think you're thinking of another person.
No. Zac Efron. Maybe it's not political. Maybe it's just like.
Oh no, that's where he like goes and it's like he's down to earth. He's
Yeah. He like gets to know the
Not
indigenous
political
people
at all.
Whatever. It's
Not at all political.
What does he do?
Yeah, he just like goes and travels and like does outdoorsy shit.
Oh, that's
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's not political. Yeah.
I started watching it and I was like.
And you're like, this
I was
is
like,
politics.
politics.
I'm Bert Kreischer and I understand politics.
He's sitting with a bunch of indigenous people. I was like, it must be political.
These hard hitting questions from Zach.
So when you do a movie like this with a guy like this, do you keep in touch? Do you text him every now and then? Or are you kind of like one and done? We'll always, if we run into each other, we'll hang out.
Yeah, we're not like best of buddies, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, we stay in touch. We'll hit each other up every once in a while. Usually, like if we have something come out, I'll be like, yo, I saw that, you did great, blah blah blah, super
yeah.
cool to see you. You know,
That's pretty cool.
like I text with Aubrey quite a bit, Aubrey Plaza, and I because she's been crushing it lately. I'm like,
Really?
dude, she just did SNL. She hosted SNL.
I just saw her. First of all, I watched.
Have you done SNL?
No.
Ah, me neither. I really want to.
Would you host it?
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude.
You want that pressure?
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Some people.
Yeah, some people,
Yeah,
but I'm like,
well, hold on. We're just talking.
okay, good. Oh, good. I thought it was more than that.
The amount of pressure you go through for SNL, meaning the amount of stress,
Yep.
the build-up, the week before, worrying about your monologue, making sure your monologue's good, because as comics, we have to do stand-up. We can't just go up
Yep.
and just do like
Like
it's so
every
great to
cast member comes on.
Yeah, hey,
Yep.
so who's playing a trumpet in the crowd? You know, we got to do stand up, and it's got to be fucking banging stand up. And we're comics, we got to write it ourselves.
Yep.
And now you're putting yourself in front of the country on the biggest comedy platform that's ever been. I watched it when Bill Burr did it, and I remember, I think I asked him, was it worth the stress? And he said, so I'm not going to put words in Bill's mouth. But his answer, I think, was ultimately yes, you have to do it.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of stress that goes into it. That's one of the things that I go, yes, I'd do it, but I know I'd regret it the whole week leading up to it until I did it. And then I'd go, thank God I did it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure there will be like, because I mean, I still like right before I go out and present at some big award show
Yeah.
or like do a big show or something, it's a little bit like right before you're like, what the fuck, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Why did I sign up for this?
Yeah, and then you go and do it and it's fine.
Yeah, all I'm doing is
But-
going out and if I bomb, I look like a fucking asshole. And if I kill, no one really even remembers me.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
there's real, but it's always like for me, I'm like that happens 1 minute as I'm backstage right before
Yeah.
going out, and then as soon as I'm out there, it's fine, and then it's fine up until the 1 minute mark, and then I forget everything that I'm about to do. And I don't remember until I hit the mic, and then it just comes out.
What was the first one of those you did? What was your first leap into celebrity where you're on Workaholics probably? Maybe you had done. By the way, we got to talk about Rebel Wilson. I fucking love her so much.
She's great, dude.
I think we probably talked about her before.
Yeah.
But I am in love. I think that fucking kid is like. There's something so fun about her. So fucking fun, and you got to really work with her. But like, don't get off the fucking Aubrey Plaza. I want to talk about Aubrey Plaza too. So what was the first thing? Maybe you had done
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the very first.
like where you're like, oh shit, this is big.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Like, I hosted the MTV Movie Awards.
That's fucking.
And that was-
that could be one.
Yeah, that was pretty huge. And it was like I didn't have time. I was shooting Game Over Man, my movie I did with the Workaholics guys.
That's a great movie.
And I didn't have time to like do proper rehearsals. We had one rehearsal the day before. So like I do this big opening song and dance number where I'm Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and I fall down the stairs and I start a fire and I like fly through the air and I land on a table, and there's like all this dancing and shit that I have to learn because somehow I did like one singing movie and now they're like, you're a really good singer and dancer, and I'm like, man. Jesus Christ,
soft shoe it over here.
Yeah, totally, dude. So that was one. And
can you shuffle ball step for us real quick?
And I was like kind of embarrassed because the audience, like, there was a curtain, but there's audience behind the curtain. So when they shoot, it's like the audience is all around. So I'm like trying to like remember the words. So I'm like mouthing it to myself. And then just one guy, he goes, "You're going to do great, Adam." And then they all start cheering. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, thank you.
Be smart. Don't start. Kick the habit. Put it out before it puts you out. All phrases we've heard 100 times. And yet we still continue to have bad habits. I have a couple bad habits. I'm trying to curb them. Sometimes it's tough, but I will tell you right now, our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plant and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habits for a positive one. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. Instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals like a vape, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint and cinnamon for delicious natural flavors. Fume's new version 2 model is snappy and tactile. With an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap, your fingers will always have something for you to always do. I love that. I love that more than anything because I play with stuff nonstop. If I sit at a bar, I play with the straw. If I sit, I'll tear up the napkins, you name it. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one. And Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. Is Fume's goal to make switching easy and even enjoyable. They have thousands of 5-star reviews from people just like you who have successfully switched when other solutions just didn't work. Head to tryfume.com and use code BEARS to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume to help you kickstart those positive habits. That's tryfum.com and use the code BEARS to save an additional 10% off your order today. This is a public service announcement. Manscaped now has beard products, and it's going even further with their brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. Go ahead and tell the world the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are traveling up north from your South Pole with their revolutionary grooming products. The new Weed Whacker 2.0 and their new beard line confirms they have all the best tools for your hygiene toolbox. It's time to upgrade your game by going to manscaped.com and using our code BEARS for 20% off plus free shipping. I'm telling you right now, gentlemen, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit is everything you need. You've got the clippers to give you your signature look. They give you a shampoo, a conditioner, beard oil, and a conditioning balm that moisturizes and styles and give your beard a little shimmer. Plus, the kit has 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors. With a nice beard, your face is perfectly groomed. Right? Wrong. You need to keep an eye out. Those tough to trim ears and nose hairs. Dude, trust me when I say there's nothing more aggressive than talking to a man and seeing out of control ear hairs. Their brand new Weed Whacker 2.0 offers improved blades and skin-safe technology with a no-tugging guaranteed. I'm telling you right now, guys, this is where you need to go, manscaped.com. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code BEARS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use our code BEARS. Always the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
How much do you push back when you get into those rooms and they go, all right, we got all these ideas. This is what we want you to do. And your part of you is overworked because you're doing another movie and then you come in, you don't have much time. How much do you push back or how much do you let them do their job and you do yours?
Well, I think that there is a part of that sometimes when I'm like, a comic will come in and they'll just bulldoze every other idea because they're like, well, it's my show. I have to do everything. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't have to. Like, there's really funny people that aren't you that can help you out. And it's your job to, as the leader, to just go like, all right, I really like that idea. We're going to use that one. I like that one less. Let's put a pin in that and maybe something will spark and we'll like that more. Yeah. And you figure that out. And I think that was just from doing Workaholics at a pretty young age and like being the boss when I was 25 and just having to quickly learn like how to delegate responsibilities.
And how sometimes mediocre ideas can be really fucking funny. That was the hardest thing for me to learn. I hired a social media company, and they'd send me ideas, and so they would be like, hey, today's National Women Awareness Month. Can you post a video telling us how much you love your wife? And I was like, absolutely fucking not. I was like, no fucking way am I going to post. And then I was like, I'm going to show them how stupid this looks. And then in doing it,
it ends up being pretty funny.
I cropped Leanne out of the shot.
Yeah.
So all you see is her forehead.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty funny. And you're like, you can't shit on ideas. Ideas are a great jumping off place, even if they're horrible ideas.
Well, it was like that movie Funny People with Sandler and Rogan.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, he doesn't want the punchlines. He wants the setups of bits.
Yeah.
And then from there, he can figure it out himself. And I think a lot of times with like writing for like award shows and that kind of thing, it's like, yeah, give me all the jokes and I'll figure out what to do with it.
When you read a script for a movie, do you, like, I was telling someone I think I read movie scripts wrong because I don't really read. I mean, I read them, but I don't get too lost in dialogue and I don't get too lost. What I look for is like a great story that I go, if this is a good story, like then I go, I'll do it. But if it's not, if it's like, if I go, this is weak, but there's funny jokes, I go, I don't give a fuck. Funny jokes will come and go. How do you read a movie script?
Yeah, I feel that's a good way to do it is because story is most important. Yeah.
And it takes forever for me to get through a fucking script.
Sure.
How long does it take to read a movie script? It takes like...
I'm better now, but at the beginning it was like... Because I would get lost in like doing the part. Like I cast myself as the character.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I would change it. And I'm like punching up bits and I'm like rewriting things as I'm going.
Yeah.
And then I'm on page 6 and it's like an hour later and I've like just worked on a scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, no, fucking read the goddamn thing. So now I just bulldoze and read as fast as I can and go through it. And then I'll go back and read for structure and character things and that kind of thing.
What script did you pass on that's been a good movie? This is my favorite question.
Oh man, that is a good question. I've done them all. No,
did you hear that Tom Selleck was supposed to be Han Solo?
Yeah, that hasn't happened to me. No.
No, for real?
No, not really. I mean, there's a lot of movies that sort of just get lost in the sauce. Really? So you're like, they come and go, and you're like, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's been some really bad movies that I'm like, thank God I passed on.
Did everyone?
And I've done a couple of them.
Oh. What's one movie, if you could take it back?
I'm not going to say it because I can't say it,
Bert.
Bert.
What does it sound like? I'll
tell you later.
Wait, give me a hint.
I can't.
You just mouth it to me. I just want to see you. Wait, I don't know what you said.
I can't do it because the producers are nice people and you read the script and you're like, well, this could be good, and then it just doesn't turn out as good as you
Can you pull up Adam's IMDb so I can guess it?
Son of a bitch.
So I can guess it? Okay, while we pull up your IMDb, Aubrey Plaza. I often mistake other actresses as Aubrey Plaza. Like I said to someone, she's awesome in White Lotus. They go, she's not in White Lotus.
She is in White Lotus.
She is in White Lotus. The fuck?
Well, it's White Lotus, not White Rotus or whatever the hell you just said.
White Lotus. She is in White Lotus.
Yeah.
She plays
in the newest season, the Italy season. Yeah.
Okay.
And she crushes in it. She did great.
She was in White Lotus season 1.
Okay. Well, no.
That's who's that actress?
Well, for a totally different person. I have no idea. But yeah, she
was so good. Can I tell you what I liked about, not to talk about one of your fucking movies, but I really loved that fucking Wedding Date movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Her and the other chick were just as strong of leads in it as you guys were.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what I thought was fucking cool.
Well, that was cool. It was like right at that time where like they, and to their credit, and I think it's a great thing that they were like, okay, we have to make the female characters great now.
Yeah.
And if that movie were to come out 3 years before that, it would have
been just two fucking.
They would have been secondary
models.
characters. So they did a great job of sort of writing.
She had a stroke when she was 20.
Aubrey did?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that about her.
I could have been someone else said this, but I think she had a stroke when she was 20. And
you put a lot of things onto other people that you're not exactly sure, huh?
I don't pay attention to details.
Yeah.
So I'll just go.
Aubrey's gonna be like, dude, I never had a fucking stroke at 20.
Put it in there.
She might have.
Watch this. This is how you get. Oh, there she is. Yeah. She had a stroke at 20 and she was dating like a 40-year-old.
Oh wow.
And they were asking her in the hospital, how old are you? And but when you have a stroke, sometimes like things don't connect.
Sure.
And she was like, I'm 16, and she was 20, and the guy's like, she's 20, just so everyone knows she's 20.
Yeah.
Who is this man? That's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
She couldn't use half of her face.
Well, it's working now, girl.
Yeah. Is she cool to be around?
Yeah, she's
Does
really
she party?
cool. Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
God, isn't it fun when people party? Does Danny McBride party?
Yeah, Danny parties. Yeah, it's great.
Are you glad you said yes to that?
The Righteous Gemstones? Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good.
Dude, it was the best. Like, that was the easiest yes. I'm like,
For real?
he's on my, like, Mount Rushmore of comics. So, like, they're really, I was, like, pretty done with TV just because it was right after Workaholics. And I was like, I want to wait a few years, really find the right thing. And, like, I want to be the lead, you know. And then Danny called, and I'm not the lead. It's like a big ensemble, but
it's a badass ensemble.
But yeah, but
that's
it was
why
so
John
good.
Goodman. That's why John Goodman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and Danny was like, "Would you want to do it?" And it was like, "Yeah, whatever it is, I'll do it." But sure, let's talk about it. But I'm gonna do it.
How bad? I mean, that is such a fucking dinger. I mean, it's a fucking clean hit over left center where you're just like, everyone fucking murders it. This is gonna sound silly, but the reason I started watching it was because of Jennifer Nettles. I started doing a show with Jennifer Nettles, and then I was like, oh wait, what? Because sometimes, there's it's on HBO, right?
Yep.
It's sometimes with HBO, they'll get some stinkers that the network gets behind when it comes to comedy.
Sure.
And you'll go like, I'll give it a sec. I watched that first episode. I was crying. And I go, Leanne, have you seen this? And I was like, this is fucking amazing. Yeah. Everyone kills it.
And the HBO, to their credit, is like super behind it, and it's like it gets like dark sometimes.
It gets really dark.
Yeah, so it's fun to do. It feels different than just like doing a sitcom or.
It's such a good fucking show.
Yeah, thanks.
Like I never understood the whole concept of. I thought it was. There's a lot of this business that I shit on because I had to, because that's the way you protect yourself.
Sure.
So like you'd hear people go, I was lucky enough to work with De Niro. And you're like, whatever. Like, I wanted to see his process. I had never understood that until you actually act in something. You're like, oh, I want to watch Danny McBride act.
Oh, he's
like,
great.
I want to watch him act.
And he's cool too. I mean, because Danny writes all this stuff. So like, that was us with Workaholics. So it's cool to see that they kind of do things how we do things.
Really?
Yeah. So, you write something, and like sometimes you'll go on a set and they're just like, the script kind of sucks, and they're like, yeah, but that's why we have all these great improvisers. And you're like, well, motherfucker, it was your job to write a good script. like it's not my job to come and rewrite the whole goddamn thing. But Danny writes such a good thing that you do that, and then he'll be like, yo, let's let it fly, and then we'll go way off the rails.
Yeah.
And that's how we did it with Workaholics, where it's like we spent all this time writing a great script. Let's do that, and then after we do a couple takes and we know we have it, then we're just like, let's just fucking go off the rails.
I'm going to ask you the weirdest question, and this is, by the way, so inside baseball or so inside actor studio. So, okay, so
dude,
what you just said
how fun would it be if me and you were on one of those dumb round tables of comedic actors? Everyone's taking it so serious.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Have you seen that? They've got one that that I've just subscribed to, where it's like all these great actors sitting around a round table, and like Colin, the British guy, or the
Farrell?
Colin Farrell's like talking about his missteps as a young kid and what it was like to do Alexander, and I was like, I never gave a fuck about those. Now I'm like, oh, because he's talking about ego, really.
Yeah.
And to watch people get lost in ego in this business is so fucking fascinating.
Dude, that was my favorite, because I worked at the Improv.
Yeah, this is it. Close Up with Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, the round table.
Yeah. That's the exact one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, this is, honestly, there's only 150 people that are going to give a shit about this answer, but I'm
good. Then let's talk about it. Let's give 40 minutes.
Let's give it 40 minutes. So when do you improvise? Not on the wide, not on your tight. Is it like, when do you, like, so when you shoot it, you know better than I do. When you're shooting a scene, say it's you, Danny McBride, doing Danny McBride, You do, and the lines, they do a wide, correct? Mm-hmm. And then they do his close up, and then your close up.
Well, in a perfect world, you would do 2 takes, and you nail those 2 takes, and then on that 3rd take, you'd get a little loose and start to find the rhythm, and then the closer your coverage gets, then you really dial it in, and you try to match what you did in the wide. So then on the other people's coverage, a good actor will know to do this. On the other people's coverage, they'll be able to match what you did, so then it can become a cohesive scene.
Okay, so if you're doing a scene with Danny McBride, who I'm assuming is probably a pretty good improviser.
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
Yeah, you guys would do your wide, and then they go in, and then you'd mess around on a wide.
Yeah, usually on like the 3rd or 4th take when you're like, you have it.
Mm-hmm. And then they go to his close up. He does it the way you did it on the wide, right? Mm-hmm. And then he does a few of his mess arounds, and you're there watching it, and you're acting with it, but you're not on camera. And then when they go to your close up, you know that if there's something really genius he said, you'll cover that, and you'll cover all the other stuff.
And then if, let's say an actor doesn't do what they did in the other coverage, and you want to match, you had something funny to add to what they said, then in between takes, you're like, hey, would you mind doing that little bit? Yeah. So then I can add something, and then, if they're not a fucking monster, they'll do it. Sometimes you're like, did they not do that shit on purpose? Did this bitch not do that on purpose? But for the most time, it's just like people, they just don't know until you get in an edit bay. I didn't know this shit until we got Workaholics.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you're in the edits and you see when things we aren't working because we didn't have the coverage, and you're like, oh, so if I did that, everything could have worked.
That's what's crazy is you literally got your doctorate in comedy by doing Workaholics, because you learned all the stuff a director needs out of you, all the stuff a writer would bring to this. You learned so much in that fucking season that literally, if you went back and they said, hey, just so you know, you need to pay us back all the money from Workaholics, you'd be like, oh, it was worth it. That work was worth it.
Yeah, and they might. I could see they're Paramount Plus now. I could see them doing something like that, man.
I watched you guys do your podcast, and you talked about not doing Workaholics. And bummed me out
dude,
so much.
It was such a bummer.
How the fuck does that?
It was also for people that don't know, we were gonna do the Workaholics movie. We wrote a killer script. It was so damn funny. We were in prep. We were gonna start in like a month, I think 5 weeks. And so
who's gonna direct it? Same guy?
Yeah, Kyle Newacek with all the pieces. We were bringing back all the like department heads. So it was gonna be like the same like hair and makeup, the same costumes, the same everything.
Oh, it would have been like going to a fucking high school reunion.
It would have been the best. Everyone was so damn excited. And then they just were like, hey, it doesn't fit our new global strategy. And we out of here. And we're like, fuck. And it was like the day or the week that we were having all those rains in LA. Oh, yeah. And so my house was just flooding. Like they were tearing up my kitchen, being like, we can't find the leak. And it was like hosing through. Yeah. And literally I come downstairs. And so this is going to sound like I'm a fucking rich asshole, but at my beach house. So it was at that. By
the way, I do a podcast with a rich asshole, and we're fine.
Yeah. So
he calls our fans fat pores.
You're a monster, Segura.
We went to NASCAR, and he was wearing a cashmere sweater. I go, what the fuck are you wearing a cashmere sweater?
Just sweating.
And he was like, really? And then he pulled out a brand new James Purse white T-shirt, and I went, you really gonna connect with these guys, Tommy?
So I have a place in Hollywood, the house that I bought right when I was doing Workaholics, and then I just got this beach house a handful of years ago. So the Hollywood house was fully flooding, and we're like figuring out the leak, and then I come downstairs, and the beach house is now flooding, and in my kitchen it's just raining, and I'm like, oh no. And then my manager calls, and I go, dude, I don't know if I could do the podcast. My beach house is flooding. And he goes, oh shit, dude, that fucking sucks. I got other bad news. Paramount Plus isn't doing the fucking movie. All right, I think you should talk about it on the podcast. And so like we got on the podcast, and it was like, it took everything not to just shit on Paramount Plus, but like I get it. It's like it's not just like a guy making a decision who greenlit the movie. Now it's like it's a corporation. So
it's hard not to take things personal, because you go like, even like, I mean, everything, I take everything personal. And that's, by the way, it's the only reason I'm I mean, the reason I'm not the only reason I'm friends with Tom, but it's the only reason I'm friends with Tom.
Yeah.
The reason we're so close is that he understands how personal I take things. He understands how sensitive I am, so he can communicate with me the same way Leanne does.
Does he poke the bear a little bit, or no? He combs that for you.
He puts the bear in the cave.
Okay, good.
He puts the bear in the cave, and then he'll put some marshmallows in there, and then kind of close it up with leaves and be like, all right, he's asleep. Now let's talk about this fucking Two Bear Sports Management. He's taking it all personal. Our goal is to be billionaires, and so I want to be a billionaire. Tom wants to be it for selfish reasons, and so he can buy more cars. I want to do it so I can help children.
Good.
Yeah.
It was specifically children.
Yeah. How much do you think? Do you ever think about business opportunities, like starting your own booze and things like that? Like,
quite a bit. I've invested in a few, like those can CANN, those little cannabis drinks. Oh, dude, I'll hook you up.
Please.
They're fucking so good. They're little weed drinks, and like some days where I'm like, dude, my guts are gargling from all the vodka.
Yeah.
Like I need to lay off for a few days. I'll drink these little fucking things.
Oh, for real?
And dude, they're so good.
Really?
They're like delicious. I'm like, this might be my home run
How many
investment.
How many do you have? Like if you're going to have a night, do you have 2 or do you have 1 and just slow roll it?
Oh, no, because they're pretty small. They're like 2.5 milligrams. So you could have you could drink them like you're drinking a beer.
Where do you buy them at?
Yeah, any dispensary.
Are you
everywhere.
fucking serious?
Yeah.
Dude,
you get on Ease, they'll send them right to your house. I'll send you some.
I found little, I don't know if they're around here, but little edibles by, I want to give them a shout out. They're, what are the best edibles? Type in edibles.
Is it the like
Kiva?
Yeah. Those are good, dude. Those are good. I have those every night. I'm like a little
Camino gummies.
The gummies are way good.
Dude,
yeah.
They hit me up for my birthday and they're like, yo, we're going to send you a package. They sent me more edibles than I could put an elephant to sleep with these edibles. But these are some of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, these things
fucking I have those exact same
enjoyable.
Kind. So I don't know.
Fucking enjoyable.
Danny was like, Jesus Christ, dude, McBride was like, you're going to get arrested. I packed so many because we go to Charleston for 8 months it takes to shoot the goddamn season. So like I'll travel with a suitcase full of edibles and chocolates and cans and like, and I'm like, I bet it'll be okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's like, fucking give me a ticket or something.
Yeah.
I got life insurance when I was 32 years old. I got it because we had Georgia and we knew we were having Isla. We had Isla 2 years later, but we knew we wanted another child. And my dad was the one that forced me to do it. It stressed me out so much, but I know that if you have people that depend on you for their mortgage or their rent or for car payments, for college, for anything, you need life insurance. Listen to me. Right now is the perfect time to get it too. And if you're thinking about getting life insurance, Policy Genius is your one-stop shop. That is the place you need to go. Policy Genius was built to modernize the life insurance industry. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers with just a few clicks to find your lowest price. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $25 a month for $1 million in coverage. Some options offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. And trust me, that's the part that stressed me out the most. Policy Genius has licensed agents who can help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies. That means they don't have incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com.
Yeah, I travel with so many of them. I love this shit.
Dude, the Kiva, those guys.
The churro kind, you mess with that?
What's that one?
It tastes like churro.
No.
Yeah.
I know I probably told this story before, but it's worth telling again. So we get these and they're 5 milligrams, which is probably the perfect. There's another one that's even lighter. It's like 2 milligrams that you can give anyone one. Because it's 2 milligrams is The perfect amount of marijuana to start your night off on.
Yes, you could just have one, and then a few hours later, you can have another.
Yeah.
And just sort of, I hate when that's why I like the can so much, because it's a social. You're drinking it. You could drink it at a party and feel like.
I love the idea of the can. The can is like, I might have to go fucking get some tonight.
Yeah.
The Lost Farm ones are good too. Have you ever had Lost Farm? Lost Farm there's
what are those? The Terra?
live resin.
Those Terras are good too.
Yeah, those Terras are really good.
Yeah, but no, the Kiva, I've been messing with a lot.
Kiva's the shit.
I think they're the top of the line chocolate for sure.
I gotta be honest with you. I think they produce Lost Farm too.
Oh,
I think
really?
I think it's under the same.
Oh yeah.
So we got these Camino sours and at Christmas, and I notoriously overbuy groceries. I am notorious about it. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna let hands off. I'm gonna let my wife do it this year.
Sure.
So Christmas Eve, I give everyone edibles. All the adults get edibles. I go around. It's 2 milligrams. I said, would you like one? Would you like one? Would you like one? Everyone took one.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, we're getting ready to do dishes, and we have barely any leftovers. And I go, and I'm high as fuck, and I'm a little drunk. I go, we shopped perfectly. And then the next night, Christmas night, we do it again. Everyone eats edibles. We eat dinner, and we have literally very little leftovers. And I go, whoever's picking the amount of food, keep going. And Leanne goes, fuckhead, you're giving everyone edibles. Everyone's eating like savages.
Yeah, just going
We're just
wild.
eating pounds and going back for fourths and fifths. And I was like, oh, so then I was gained a lot of weight off the edibles. So you don't have to worry about your weight at all, do you?
No, I do, dude.
Do you work out?
Every day.
Really?
Yeah, I work out every day.
Wait, what podcast do you listen to?
I listen to your guys's.
Yeah.
I listen to Bad Friends.
Bad Friends is really good.
That's about it. And then I'll listen to.
Do you listen to Rogan ever?
Sometimes.
Rogan's my. I know it sounds
love
so
Rogan.
hacky to
it's
say
just
it.
long. It's so damn long.
That's what I love about it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I will put on him and Bridget Fetsy.
I don't know.
I'll listen to anyone he has on because I go, if Joe's got him on, there's something interesting about them.
Sure.
I don't have his bandwidth for fucking curiosity.
Yeah.
He's curious about so much shit. Do you fuck with mushrooms at all?
Yeah. I used to really fuck with mushrooms.
Really?
Like in high school and
In Omaha.
yeah. And then
British Bridget Fetsy. She's really great.
All right.
She just had a kid.
Is she a comic?
She was. I think she was. She does that as a podcast and is writing a book.
Oh,
she's
cool.
more of like a columnist. She's really interesting, but she's really funny on his show, and they have a good back and forth. I really enjoy her, and Megan Murphy is really good on his show.
Okay.
Anyone Joe has on, I go fucking. We one time.
Well, he really has the Midas touch. I feel like he has people on, and then suddenly they're household names, you know,
or he knows what will be a household name. How about that? Because there was a guy, Paul Damitz, I think his name was. We do a podcast, and this guy Paul Damitz comes out, and we're like, and he's like, hey, and Joe's like, if you guys want mushrooms, this is a guy to talk to, and we're like, Paul Stamets, and he's like, yeah, and then this is the guy. He is the foremost expert on mushrooms.
You could tell by the hat.
A year later.
You don't wear that hat unless you fuck with mushrooms. Yeah, the wind told you to wear that.
So,
yeah,
and then a year later, I'm watching this fucking documentary on mushrooms, and it's all him. It's him. He knows everything. He's got mushrooms that cure cancer. He's got fucking everything.
I mean, mushrooms do rock. And what's the best is like, if you take sometimes you'll take them out and you're on like hour 8, and you're like, what happened? Why?
How did I do this to myself?
But then another time you're like, you have everything figured out. You're like, it all makes sense now. I used to we would record ourselves to be like, well, the world makes sense when we're on mushrooms. So let's record and maybe and then it was just us touching the popcorn ceiling, in our shitty apartment when we were 20 years old. It was just a lot of us feeling the walls and stuff.
I took a pen. I got very, very high one time as a kid. And I had all the answers. And I grabbed a pen and a paper, and I said, I'm going to write this down. Mm-hmm. And I started writing it all down. And I folded it, and I put it in my pocket. I said, this is what I need to read this sober, and I'll get it. And the next morning, I woke up, and I told my friends, get ready for it. I fucking figured out the universe last night, and it was just the word yellow written 12 times. And I was like, fuck. I was like, what is this? Did something yellow happen yesterday?
Yeah.
And they're like,
did a big yellow situation go down last night?
Just said yellow. And I went, fucking, God damn it. I fucking, now I can't write on Xanax. I don't fuck around with Xanax at all because of what's going on with Bruce Willis. Mm-hmm. I think that was because of Xanax.
Really? Did he have like a big Xanax problem?
No.
You spread more rumors about people?
Just think that no one knew anything about like sedatives back then.
Oh.
And so like I just think he probably took Xanax a lot. And so have you know what's going on with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's like
shit. That fucking bothers me so much.
It sucks, dude.
It sucks that it's Bruce Willis.
Yeah, just the coolest fucking guy. Yeah. Like Mike, one time, one person said that my dad looked like Bruce Willis, and I'm like, yep. My dad is Bruce Willis.
Oh.
I'm like, I put that on my dad. I'm like, you're the coolest. So now all this shit is happening. I'm like, oh shit. How much partying did you do in the 80s, Dad?
I thought I had this aphasia thing because I'm really bad with names. Mm-hmm. I'm really bad with names, like to the point where I'll call as someone comes up, I'll be like, hey, this is, and as I go to say her name, I go, I'm saying the wrong name right now, Rachel. Like I do it bad. And then I did Tampa last week, and it was pretty big, and everyone I went to high school was there, and I knew all their fucking names. I was like, Paula, Mike, Tyler, come. And
there's like a weird thing about your friends from when you were like a kid that you always say their first and last name.
Yeah.
Like everybody, you're like Kyle Walsh, Ryan Jonica, Jason Hillman.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And
why
you
is
could
that?
just rattle them off, and then anyone else after you're 21 years old. Anyone else in your life, you're like, I want to say Jeff, and they're like, it's Erica. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I went to Jesuit baseball. I went to play baseball with the high school. Have you seen this video?
Yes, I did.
I hit a home run.
Yeah, you
I hit
did.
a fucking home run.
I was proud of you.
50 years old. Can you believe that shit? And so I fucking went yard. What's crazy is a bunch of dudes I went to high school were all there. I knew all their names immediately.
Sick.
Even a dude I grew up with, this guy Mike Swenson, is a coach over at Jesuit. I was like, Swenson, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it was like, I was like, I don't have aphasia. I'm just an alcoholic.
Yeah, you just drank a little too much. You killed a handful of brain cells.
I just look at this. I mean,
yeah. No, I mean,
I'm definitely the person that should not be around children.
Well, also, how great you hit a home run. I'm like,
I know. By the way,
were you a great baseball player when you were a kid?
I was pretty good. I was not.
You weren't like going pro, but you
I wasn't going pro, but I was
crush the ball.
I could have gone to college. I went to college.
Now let's talk about your gut. Do you think that helps with the swing?
It's interesting you say that. I think I would probably be a better baseball player without the gut because I don't feel like I have full rotation.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes I wonder, like with like more weight, where you could just throw it in.
Oh yeah.
Into that ball, that torque. It's possible.
I mean,
because I don't know if I don't think I could.
All the muscles here.
I played baseball, but I don't think I could hit a home run right now.
When was it? When was the last time you went home and like went to your high school and stuff?
I did. They like Disney Plus did a thing, did like a little documentary about me.
Really?
It is called Becoming, where it's like a little 30-minute, which was super weird because it's like a documentary about your life, but you're still alive. And you're like, this should be happening when I'm like fucking dead. Like, this is so strange. But then we went and got blackout drunk, me and my family, the night before. So all of like our interviews, like we're like all hungover, all fat faced. I got in an argument with my mom because I told her like I don't care if she runs my fan club, and she started crying.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. She was just like drunk as shit. So she's just like, why don't you respect me? I run the fan club. But what she does, dude, is she refuses to say that it's my mother running the Facebook fan page. So she says that it's me. So she'll respond to people being like, what up, homie? Like shit that I would never said, and be like, yo, like a couple years ago on 420, or it was like a couple days after 420, she goes, oops, looks like I missed 420. I guess I 420'd too hard. And I'm like, oh my God, Mom.
I might subscribe to your fan page just to send DMs.
Dude, and then she misspells everything. Like it's like it's really
your
good
mom
stuff.
runs your fucking fan page and then replies as if it's you.
Yeah, and then it stopped happening, but for a while I think she was like getting a lot of like explicit DMs.
I bet. I would love to see her replies.
Yeah, I'm like,
nice body. Respect yourself, though.
Yeah. Totally.
Don't listen to these boys. They'll tell you what to do. Your body, your choice.
Respect yourself. Yeah, yeah. And then sometimes she'll just take. It's not.
If you received a message saying it's my mom, it's not. Somebody's claiming to be her. Oh,
yeah. I think she had like a person claiming it was her to like get weird things started. I don't know.
That's fucking
But then
hilarious.
sometimes she'll just take and repost things that I write. And I'm like, well, that's the way to do it. Yeah. That's the correct way. But then sometimes she'll take it upon herself to do like a funny GIF or, you know.
Can I run your fan page for a day?
I would love that.
I would love to reply. Give me just one, just read one thing and I'll tell you how I'd reply as you. Okay. So don't give me Happy New Year's. Give me someone who
it's just like, weirdly, you just like get me canceled. Yeah, it's just like you just post a photo of me like in blackface. You do a Photoshop or something.
I'd be fucking great at it because I would never say these things on my fan page.
Sure,
but I'd be totally loose to say things on yours that would be fuck. It's like the guys who write for Arby's and Wendy's, and then they just light bitches up. You ever seen those guys?
No.
The dudes that work for sometimes the corporate accounts will just like light up. Am I crazy? You know what I'm talking about? Here, give me one. Okay, literally. Just you guys. You're the best. You can make anything, and I love your content. Oh, is this about... Okay, this is how I'd reply. Thanks, Ivy. Can you rank us, though, and tell us which is your favorite and which is your least favorite? We're thinking about recasting.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
See?
I would never do that for me because...
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was crazy about... Yeah, I did the Macy's Day Parade this year as well.
You've had such crazy life experiences.
It's like... It's so weird, dude. I'm like, this is the year of parades for me. It's so bizarre.
Do you ever feel guilty that you get all this good shit and you go... Like, I'll tell you very honestly. The other day...
Spread the wealth a little bit.
Yeah, well, I definitely said... The other day I did Tampa. And
I saw the photos of that. They looked truly incredible.
Well, it's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone I ever went to school with was there. And I was like, and I got done and I was like, I kept saying this, everyone should get to have one of these. Like, not just me, everyone should get to have one of these. And I was like obsessed with that. And I was like, if I die, no one should be sad. Everyone should be like, that was better than
hell of a run.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No one thought he was going to get that far.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like that though? Like, I mean, you've had such cool life experiences.
Yeah, I think so. But I think like once yes, obviously, like it's like a lot of pinch me moments. But then I'm also like, I want to keep going. Like I don't want it to stop.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Well, I would like to me, I'm like, who has the perfect career is like Sandler. Someone who could just make his movies with his friends and then also go and like do a movie with Now I'm blanking.
I know Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, Paul Thomas. Yeah, with PTA, and then have it be like a really cool, weird, different type of role for him, and then go back and do like a silly, fun comedy with his buddies.
Did you see his basketball movie?
Yeah, Hustle. I thought it was fucking awesome.
It was fucking amazing.
And that was Happy Madison. I think they're like segueing to doing like a little bit different stuff. I just did a movie with it's called The Outlaws. It comes out this summer. And it's me and Pierce Brosnan and Ellen Barkin and Nina Dobrev. And it's like a big action bank robbing heist movie.
Shut up.
Yeah, with Happy Madison.
Are you serious?
They produced it with me.
Pierce Brosnan's a bad motherfucker. He
was so...
the interview he did where someone was like, he's from Ireland, I guess. And the guy's like, you're from Ireland. I'm from Ireland. And he says the thing, and Pierce Brosnan talks about the house he grew up in.
Yeah.
And that guy's like, the house is still there. Pierce Brosnan's a fucking... That would be a cool career to have, where you go I guess Pierce Brosnan's not under the radar. You know, but I mean, like guys like that where you go...
Yeah, it was James Bond. That's like the least under the radar thing you can be. But no, I mean, he's had... And he's also like just a cool motherfucker. And he's like 70 years old, and he like walks in the like hair and makeup trailer in the morning, and I'm like, oh shit. Like the vibe changes. You're like,
Really?
the coolest guy just walked in. And meanwhile, I'm like, there are like bags under my eyes. They're putting little poochies under. And he's like, oh, should I use those? And I'm like, no. You went 70 years without needing them.
Yeah. God. Yeah. That's crazy.
So
yeah,
that's going to be a Netflix movie that we did with with Happy Madison, which is Sandler's production company.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that to me is like the perfect career. And he had he said something in some fucking magazine where it's like, would you, and I'm probably misquoting, but it's like, what advice would you give to yourself 20 years ago? And
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Adam Sandler.
And his advice to him was what?
And his advice to himself 20 years ago was appreciate some of the moments. And then he wrote, but if you sit around and do that too much, you're going to stop having those moments.
I did that with raising my children. I was like, I'm not going to drag my feet with raising these kids. I'm going to fucking go for my shit. Yeah. That would be cool.
Smart. Yeah.
I bet he has had, I bet he's laughed hard as fuck on, I mean, think about how much fun The Waterboy must have been to make. Or
dude.
Wedding Singer.
Yes, or The Wedding Singer. My God, I rewatched that not too long ago. I'm like, this movie fucking rules. Like, yeah, he did it absolutely right. Where you're like, because the whole point of like, especially in comedy, is like you just want to be with your friends and make the funniest shit, things that you and your friends like, and then hopefully the world likes it too. And he did that, and then then he got to have a whole other career where he's like considered a great serious actor, which
His
is
movie
cool
Precious
too.
Gems, Murder Mysteries, Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
Uncut
not
Gems.
Precious.
Fucked that
Didn't
up a
you
lot.
have like an interview with him and you like butchered it or something?
Yeah. I'm bad at names. Hubie Halloween was good. Everything Sandler does is good. He's my guy though. Like, I discovered my sense of humor by watching him.
Yeah, me too.
And then being like, oh, that's what I want to be. Here's my thing. This is what I want to do. I don't really care about the content that I make. I just want to be with my friends. I want to be able to. I don't want anyone to have to tell me I have to wait in my trailer.
Yeah.
I want to be able to walk on set whenever I want.
Yep.
And I want people better than me so I can watch them. That's it.
Which is what Sandler did, essentially.
Yeah.
He surrounded himself with like really, really good actors that are like, yeah, I just want to go be goofy for like 2 months.
What's better, Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore?
Billy Madison. Or sorry, Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore's
Gilmore's
better.
so much better.
Yeah,
All right.
it's better. Yeah.
What's better, Caddyshack or Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore. Because it's my generation.
Oh.
So like I was too young for Caddyshack. Like it was like I didn't really know what the hell was going on. I just liked the little hedgehog or whatever the hell that thing was. I was like, that part's cool.
Caddyshack gave you lines you could say with your friends that weren't necessarily funny per se, but they were funny. Happy Gilmore made you laugh out loud.
Yeah.
It made you laugh out fucking loud.
Yeah. I love Sandler. He's to me, I'm like, that's what I would love to do.
Have you met him?
Huh?
Is he cool?
Yeah, he's super
101?
cool, super nice, super funny. Like exactly what you want.
I don't want to meet him. I fucked it up already. We have a movie over there, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't need to meet him. Just don't do it. Don't ruin it for both of us. Yeah. I'll fucking kill the movie. He'll fucking talk to me for 2 seconds.
I'm excited for The Machine, dude. I really am.
I'm excited. Have you seen the trailer yet?
Yeah, of course.
No,
Yeah,
that's the teaser. Have you seen the trailer?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Then
I leaked it in Tampa.
You know, one of my buddies, Scotty Landis, wrote it. Yeah,
Fuck
he did. Or he did a draft, or I don't know.
He was awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He wrote for Workaholics. He's one of my best friends. He was at Mardi Gras with me just the other day.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. God, no, wait. Did you meet him out in L.A.?
I met him, Scotty Landis. I met him here at the Smokehouse in Burbank, where my manager put us together, and he was like, I think he'd do well helping you with House Party. And I was like, okay. And so I met him, and I'm like, because I was writing it while I was doing Workaholics, and I was like, the workload's pretty intense. I need somebody that could just churn out pages, and then I go and rewrite and add stuff. And met him, and he was great, super funny guy.
God. All right, go back to do what you just did for Adam Sandler, but to Adam Devine, so we can figure out what movie he wishes he hadn't made.
I was wondering if you're going to loop back to that
one. And then
one.
pull up my IMDb, and you can guess which products I wish I hadn't made. Look at how fucking many movies you've made.
Yeah,
God damn, you've done a lot.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right, ready? I'm gonna say a name of one of your movies that you were in. Scroll up, go to the top, because I'm sure they'll do like, yeah, and then you tell me just one word. Jexy, what was the time travel love story when we first met?
That was when we first met.
I saw that one. I like that. I love time travel though.
Me too. I'm a sucker for it.
Fucking sucker.
Well, what it was cool is like that script came across my desk and I was like, I gotta do a time travel movie. Yeah.
Oh, can I tell you my time travel?
Like, I should get this made.
This is my time travel movie. Okay, it is. It's too long to piss. Never mind. I had like three. I
feel like I time traveled right there with you. Yeah. Time slowed down for a second.
I went backwards.
It's you know what? Fuck it.
The day I sold the machine, I had 3 movies, and each were like one of the studios have been like, we like that one, and then I went to Legendary and I pitched all 3, and Kale was like, all right, I like them all. Which one do you want to make? And I was like,
cool.
And I was like, I don't know. He was like, no, think about this. So I'm gonna make one of your movies. So which one do you want to make? And I go, well, it's none of them. And he goes, for real? I go, yeah, it's The Machine. And he goes, all right, what is it? And I literally said, I don't know, man. I'm afraid if I made that movie, I'd get kidnapped by the Russian mafia. And he goes, sold. I said, what do you mean? And he goes, is that the pitch? I went, no. And he goes, well, I'll buy it. That's the movie. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, I know Kale actually, and he's
Kale
a great guy.
Loves you.
Yeah, he's
Kale
a good guy.
Loves you.
Yeah, he rules. And I agree that I think that was the perfect first like movie for you to be like the lead and like for you to do, because it wasn't that was your bit that like caught on fire and like sent things into the stratosphere.
It has like 88 million views online.
So like you got to do that movie and then do something else.
All right, I'm going to say a name of a movie, and you just tell me one word that reminds you of that movie, okay? Game over, man. Just like what's one word or one moment when you go, oh.
It was my dick in the closet. Yeah, my autoerotic asphyxiation scene. Dude, people are like so weirded out about like seeing my dick. You also see my butthole if you look closely. So, but I'm like, to me, that just doesn't matter at all. Like, I feel like you don't care about being naked.
No, not at all.
So I'm like,
it's never bothered me at all.
I'm like, as long as it's funny, and that scene, I stand by it, is a very, very, very funny scene.
Pitch Perfect. What's your favorite memory of Pitch Perfect? Anna Kendrick's in that, right?
Anna Kendrick, Rebel, me, Ben Platt. It was a really, really good cast. Skylar Astin, Utkar Shabudkar.
What a great cast!
Yeah, it was really, really good cast.
What a fun! I went to the what was it? They did it in a movie theater. They played all 3 Pitch Perfects. I went to the whole day with my daughters.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, we watched every single one. It was one of the funner days I've ever had.
Really?
Get there at 10 in the morning or at noon, and you watched them all the way up until 9 o'clock at night. And it was when the 3rd Pitch Perfect came out.
Oh, I did. I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah. It was fun. They brought all their friends. And
that's cool.
And it was like, no one was there for the first 2 because they were like, I mean, there were some people, but it was mostly us in the theater because it was like they're playing old movies.
And they've seen the first 2.
Yeah, and they've seen the first 2. Yeah. The 3rd one, that's when everyone showed up at. Yeah. And we had already staked claim to our area. We had a fucking blast. It's one of the funner times I've had as being a dad.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the 3rd one, so...
That's right.
So you keep talking about it. Wasn't in it. No, that's essentially why I'm doing a show right now called Bumper in Berlin. That's about my Pitch Perfect character. And we do it. We did the season 1 in Berlin.
With the German dancers?
Yeah.
German singers?
Yes, exactly. Flula Borg. And so I go to Germany to like resurrect my pop career. And it was a really, really fun show. It was the biggest comedy that Peacock's ever had.
Really?
Yeah. It was big.
Is that streaming right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
on Peacock.
Nice.
And we're gonna do another season of it this summer. So.
God.
Yeah, it was super fun. But that essentially was like, I don't know if I would have done it if I was in the 3rd movie. But since they didn't let me be in the 3rd movie, and then they brought that to me, I was like, well, fuck yeah, I deserve to get paid. Pay me, motherfucker.
Do you guys have a Pitch Perfect chat thread where everyone just chats in the group?
No, not really.
What are your chat threads?
The Workaholics. We got a big one.
Okay.
And then me and like Brent Morin and Satino and those guys. We got a thing going. But Yeah, I guess not a ton of threads.
I've got
you big thread guy.
Yeah, here are my threads. I got. I am because I'm really bad at replying to texts. I got one. Well, I've got work ones. I got my social media team.
Sure.
I've got my we call it questions for the Kreischers, which is my manager, my assistant, like my internal team.
Sure.
I've got the top.
Well, I got those too, but those aren't fun.
No, these are fun. Mine
those
are all
are work.
fun. Tops Off Tour Chat. That's the tour we're on right now.
Okay, yeah.
We've got Birdie Boy Productions. I got the Sober October crew. I've got Isla Hates Eggs. That's my parents and my daughters. I've got Baby Walrus. That's just my daughters and my wife. They call me Baby Walrus. And then I've got our group of friends, the campers. I've got what was the one I just put together? I was like, I like when you meet famous people and then you go, because it's a great way. Oh, I've got one with me, Aaron Rodgers, and Segura.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great way to like, because I don't like texting famous people.
Well, me neither. And I always feel weird because it's usually when I meet famous people, it's like after like an award show or something. And like that's the best part about going to those, because the award shows always kind of suck. They're boring. But then it's the after parties that you go to where it's like you and Joaquin Phoenix and Jude Law, and you guys are just throwing down at the Chateau Marmont until like 4 a.m. And then you have like Jude Law's number the next day and you're like, well, what am I going to text Jude Law about?
You loop him in with Joaquin Phoenix and go, hey guys, it's Adam. Real curious, did we run a train on someone last night? Because I feel like we did. I can't remember. And then it's called Train Thread.
Yeah. Train boys.
I love that. I love getting. I love starting chain threads. Here, I'll start one with you and Adam Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Good buddy.
Okay, watch this. I'll just do this. Give me names.
Adam Ray.
I know I have Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Brad. Oh no, I don't have Adam. Okay, next.
Do you have Brad?
Brad Williams?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. His Brad.
Yeah, throw in Bobby. You got Bobby?
Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby was the first comic I hung out with that like had any amount of money. And I remember we went to, what was that like Jewish deli next to the Laugh Factory? Do you remember that place?
Yeah, right upstairs.
Greenblatt.
Yeah, Greenblatt.
Yeah. And he just ordered so much food and he ordered like 12 different drinks because he's like, I never know what kind of beverage I want to have. And I just remember I would like had $0. I was like 22 or something. And I was like, I just want to get to that level. I want to be able to get an orange juice, a Diet Coke, coffee. I want to have that much money that I could get like orange juice and a Diet Coke.
Hey guys, I'm sitting at this restaurant and I can't figure out what to drink, and I know you guys will help me out. Period. Thoughts? There you go. That's
and then you sit and you sit back and relax,
and then
let it roll in.
And then I'm gonna fucking name it Drink Boys.
Yeah. See, and now we'll have the Drink Boys forever.
Drink Boys.
I think one of the first times we like hung out that it wasn't like, because I used to be the door guy at the Improv, and that's when we first met. When I was like 20 years old, and I was the door guy at the Improv, and you are always like, super nice. Because some of the old comics, like, they don't give a shit about.
I dealt with those guys too.
Yeah, you're like, they don't fucking care about the 20-year-old kid working the door.
They don't care about the 29-year-old kid fucking bringing them on stage either.
Yeah, totally. And then we ran into each other on Bourbon Street.
It's one of my favorite. By the way, one of my favorite New Orleans memories ever.
That was super fun.
Do you remember how it happened?
I was walking down the street and I just heard someone screaming like Adam, and like normally I wouldn't turn around, but like for whatever reason, like I just recognized your voice and I looked up and it was you and in a balcony on Bourbon Street.
Well, I knew you. I think you were with Blake.
I was, yeah.
And I knew you. But I also knew that your life had kind of gotten a little chaotic.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I saw you, I was with the Travel Channel guys, and I was like, hey, and I go, hey, it's Adam. And they said, do you know him? And I said, yeah, but he may not remember me, but I do know him.
Yeah.
And they're like, well,
I did.
Say something. And I go, Adam. it's Bert. I'm a comedian.
Oh yeah, yes,
and
that
you
is
were
right.
Like,
and I'm
and
like,
you went the machine or something.
Yeah.
I went, oh shit, he remembers me.
Yeah,
And then we
yeah.
came up and partied. And that was the day we were shooting the first episode of Trip Flip. The next season we were shooting the next episode of Trip Flip. You were with your girlfriend and you were buying sneakers.
yeah, that's right.
And we saw you again, and everyone was like, "This guy's a good luck charm." Every time we see him, we get fucking picked up
we
for a
get
second
another season.
Yeah, so we were like, "Fuck," and then we never saw you again, and the show got canceled. So it's kind of on you.
Yeah, that's my bad.
But
Dude.
you're
Sorry.
not like a big sneakerhead anymore, are you?
Not really. I mean, I like, I like shoes, but
Yeah.
like I don't. I feel like the more money I got, the less I cared about spending it. I feel like.
That's funny. I wish you would talk to my wife.
Yeah. Like
Jesus
at first
Christ.
I was like, I need all the, like I still drive the same. I bought a 2010 Chevy Camaro Super Sport.
Yeah.
Like right when we got Workaholics, I like bought the new car, like
Yeah.
did the thing. And then I still drive that car.
Yeah.
Like it's like 12 years old, 13 years old now. And I'm like, I fucking like driving it.
I don't care too much about cars, but I do care to be in a nice one. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm not like a big car guy. I never know what to get. I always text Tom.
Me too. I was
Yeah.
like, I never know what to buy. And in fact, I just got it. I was like, well, I want an SUV. So I got the Porsche Cayenne, like Sport.
Great. That's
and
great.
fucking hate it.
Oh, for real?
Hate it, dude. I'm like, I always have shit on me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no place to put, it's like, it's for people that like to drive. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I also like to drive and have a place to put my shit.
I saw a rich person one time buy 3 Suburbans. I remember I knew this rich person and he just bought 3 Suburbans. And I said, what's that for? And he goes, I don't know. I like them. They're nice cars. They're really comfortable. And I just know that like I've got one, my wife's got one. If our assistant needs one, it's just, and they're 3 identical Suburbans. I thought it was a gangster fucking move. I was like, that would be cool to be able to buy 3 Suburbans.
And then because if you know you like it, there's no, you're like, well, I know I like this.
Yeah. Segura, I always go to Segura when it comes to a car because I go, like I had this little fucking, in the summer, I was like, I'm going to buy a sports car. I'm going to buy a sports car and have a sports car for the summer. Like have it for the summer. And I was home for 3 months and I texted Tom and I got so lost in the fucking details of it that I was like, I don't even want it anymore. I was like, it's fucking stupid. It's a waste of goddamn money.
Takes the fun out of it.
I spend my money on stuff to make my tour easier on me. That's it.
Yeah, I like traveling easy. I like, like having a car service take me around if I'm going to be drinking or whatever.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I'm just like,
I wouldn't mind. I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind doing is getting a fucking Sprinter van and having a driver for a Sprinter van. That would be a fucking
That'd
move.
be nice. It'd be cool to have like a driver all the time and just and he's just ready to go. That'd be sick.
You know what the best move for that is? Get your chick pregnant.
Okay.
Then they drive all the time because they can't drink.
Sure.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Smart, dude.
That's what I did.
Smart.
Bro, thank you for doing this.
No
I really
problem, man.
appreciate it.
It was a blast,
it's
dude.
so much. I will say it a million times. It's so much fun watching you succeed.
Thanks, man. You too.
It's just as cool. You've always been the nicest fucking guy, even when you didn't need to be. Even like you've always just been a generous, cool dude, and I love that good things happen to you.
Bert, I love you, buddy. Thanks, man.
Love you, brother.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 Bears, 1 Cave. No scripts, a bit of booze, amateur partology. Dirty jokes, raunchy humor, no apologies. Here's what we call 2 Bears, 1 Cave.